to have to put their passion first and remove everything else that distracts them from being passionate and the things that set their soul on fire, you have a new human being. People go back to their square roots, or their grassroots, I guess. And I believe that is what I see in humanity. That is what I see in people when I see them move. My name is Brenna Bote. I am 31 years old. I'm the lead trainer of the Pure Living Yoga Method.
You know, even to that point of creating a false identity for a really long time where no one even knew Kevin existed. And within this training, I started to reestablish that relationship, which reestablished some courage and some self-love. My name is Kevin Naidu. I'm 43 years old, and I came to yoga for healing. I came to yoga after a lot of years in addiction.
I was preparing for a long time going into my teacher training, and even then, so I knew that I had to prepare more. Because if you want something more, you have to prepare your mind and body for it, more than you already are. And that means doing the work, whether it's strength training. A big thing with yoga asana that a lot of people find challenging is the flexibility. So definitely starting some form of flexibility training and getting it all in there, trying to adapt your tissues in that way. And then knowing that all that preparation that you prepared for is still going to put you in a place where you don't know. So then how do you navigate? And the only way that I've found to truly navigate that is using not knowing as your compass. So just going into the material, knowing that you're not going to know everything, and it allows you to be honest with what you can learn and what you can't. My name is Shay Usyk. I am 26 years old, and I've been practicing movement. Well, you know, we've all been practicing movement since we could start moving around, but yoga specifically since 2014, so about 4 years now.
The first time I was asked to participate as a teacher in a teacher training, I actually said no. I was not ready. The confidence just wasn't there in my journey yet, and a part of it was because I hadn't experienced an intensive format in a teacher training. I'm very trained, but I hadn't gone through that like intensive, deep work that a 200-hour intensive training puts a teacher through. And so you fast forward a year, and when I wasn't even technically asked the second time, it was just like, well, obviously I'm doing it this year, because there was no question anymore. And to come into something with excitement versus anxiety and fear is so different, because when you come into something and teaching people with anxiety and fear, all you are doing is perpetuating other people's anxiety and fear. And when you come into something with excitement and passion and drive, you feel that grow in yourself so much more. I am Brittany Kish. I'm 25, and I found yoga through a roundabout life of many different styles of movement. Yoga had been a supplemental practice throughout most of my life, especially in my later teens.
Students need the opportunity to learn from a variety of teachers as personalities differ.
What I really like about the Pure Living Yoga Method, and what keeps me here and keeps me going with these people, is I really value what they have to teach.
So I love the fact that it's intensive, and like you said earlier, it doesn't happen very often. You don't see a lot of intensives scheduled where it's all-encompassing. I love the focus that on the all-encompassing foundation of the training is Tantra with the Pure Living Method. And if you really look around, that you don't see that very often either. And there's such a misconception about the word Tantra in the West, right? And people always they think sex right away. Every single thing is spoken to, because there's how it's laid out. There's such a focus on the physicality, but there's such a focus on the alignment and the structure. I always feel like when we build from the ground up. And that's, I feel, what we've been doing, you know, within how this training started within the anatomy piece and understanding the body, and now moving into this and the alignment pieces that you're doing in the morning, and take them to the depths and take them to their edge in their practice to show them that they actually can do that, so they can believe in themselves, right? Because there's a difference between using your ego and finding your edge. How are you going to know you can even go there if you don't try, right? So I feel like this training is bringing all aspects in. And in a world where, in a Western world where yoga is very asana focused, I feel grateful to be a part of this training where it's all encompassing and honoring tradition at the same time.
In terms of seeing, you know, all vast materials of YTTs, I couldn't speak on the experience of that. But what I do love is, from what I have seen, a lot of yoga teacher trainings really emphasize spirituality and the philosophy of it, but sometimes lack in the physicality and the asana portions of training. And it really develops this imbalance maybe between the two. And what I really love about Pure Living Yoga method is, while there's very strong spiritual and philosophical teachers, like Kevin, for example, and you yourself, Brenna, and everyone really, but there's also that nice combination of the physicality and working through a physical practice to create a stronger mind and a stronger body. Again, those are some values that I really hold on to and attach myself with. So being in the space and being able to work with teachers that also value that, and I also see their strengths in their practices, I'd love to learn from them, and it keeps me here.
I'm not just handing somebody a 200-hour Yoga Alliance teacher training certificate. I'm handing them an opportunity to have a career anywhere around the world. That to me is like a really, really big deal. And for me, I take huge responsibility in the involvement of that development.
Trust yourself enough and love yourself enough to surrender and sacrifice your normality and your comfortability that you're used to immerse yourself in something that is going to change your life. To me, is just not even a question. I think there are many reasons why trainings done over an extended period of time are accessible for people, but accessibility doesn't always mean growth. And I know the best things in my life have happened when it's been my only focus to, you know, take off the hats, to take off the masks, to stop juggling and just hold whatever it is that I'm doing and appreciate it and value it and absorb it is just so expansive.